What if I told you there's a city being built right now in the desert, bigger than some countries, with no roads, no cars, and a price tag so massive it could fund the entire NASA space program for over 150 years? That's not science fiction. That's happening on planet Earth, right now, in 2026. And that's just one of the jaw-dropping projects we're going inside today. If you've never watched one of our videos all the way to the end, make today the day you do, because the last project on this list is one most people have never even heard of, and it might just be the most consequential construction effort in human history. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. NEOM and The Line, the city that defies logic. Let's start with the one that breaks every rule of how cities are supposed to work. NEOM is not a single building or even a single city. It is a massive city-region project located in northwest Saudi Arabia, made up of several connected developments, each designed for a different purpose. The flagship within NEOM is called The Line. It is a proposed linear smart city designed to stretch over 170 kilometers in northwestern Saudi Arabia with a zero carbon footprint. The city will accommodate 1 million residents in a series of interconnected communities with no roads or cars, relying entirely on ultra-high-speed transit and AI-powered infrastructure. NEOM remains the world's single largest megaproject by any measure and is a flagship initiative of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 economic diversification strategy. Think about that. One project, one vision, rewriting how human beings live. Egypt's new administrative capital, a nation moving itself. Now let's cross over to Africa, where an entire government is literally relocating itself. About 50 kilometers east of Cairo, Egypt is building a new capital designed to be a modern urban hub, with iconic skyscrapers, luxury residences, and shopping districts transforming the desert plain. Construction began in 2015 and is financed through a combination of domestic funds and major support from China. China State Construction Engineering Corporation is building the main business district, including Africa's tallest building, and several districts are expected to open in 2026. An entire capital city being built from scratch in the desert while the old one is still running. The logistics alone are staggering. China's South-North Water Transfer, moving a river. Most construction projects build things. This one moves water across an entire country. China's South-North Water Transfer Project is one of the most ambitious water infrastructure undertakings in human history. The project diverts water from the Yangtze River in southern China to the arid northern regions, serving hundreds of millions of people through 3 separate route systems: the eastern route, the central route, and the planned western route. The eastern and central routes are now operational and delivering water to northern China, while the western route, which involves the most challenging engineering through the Tibetan Plateau, remains in the planning and feasibility phase. Hundreds of millions of people getting water because of one construction project. Let that sink in. Belt and Road Initiative, building an entire world order. If you thought individual projects were big, wait until you look at this one. The Belt and Road Initiative is often described as the world's biggest construction effort because it's not just one project. It is a massive collection of infrastructure projects that includes railways, highways, ports, power plants, pipelines, and logistics hubs, spanning multiple countries across Asia, Africa, Europe, the Middle East, and Latin America, launched in 2013, and continuing to the 2020s and beyond. This is China building infrastructure across the globe, country by country, port by port. From a construction perspective, it remains one of the clearest examples of how large-scale infrastructure can reshape trade, development, and daily life worldwide. Japan's Maglev Shinkansen, the fastest train on Earth. Back to engineering that makes your brain do a double take. Japan's linear Chuo Shinkansen will transport passengers 286 kilometers from Tokyo to Nagoya in only 40 minutes. The trains on this route will travel at a speed of about 313 miles per hour and will be based on the country's world-leading superconducting magnetic levitation technology. The new route will be underground for around 86% of its length, requiring substantial tunnel construction, and is scheduled for completion by 2027. 313 miles per hour. Underground. That's not just fast travel. That's a complete reimagination of distance. The U.S. megaproject explosion. Building the future of technology. Here's something most people outside the industry don't realize. At least 10 major megaprojects, each valued over $1 billion, are scheduled to begin construction across the United States in 2026, promising to drive U.S. competitiveness in advanced manufacturing, clean energy, digital infrastructure, and sustainable transportation. We're talking about projects like Meta's $7.5 billion data center spanning over 1.4 million square feet in Louisiana, Amazon's $15 billion expansion to construct Indiana's largest ever data center project, and TSMC's multifab campus in North Phoenix, representing the single largest foreign direct investment in Arizona history, with total pledged U.S. investment expanding to approximately $65 to $100 billion, encompassing 3 new fabrication plants, 2 advanced packaging facilities, and a major research and development center. Just 3 or 4 years ago, billion-dollar projects were rare. Now we see multiple projects of that size every month, and they continue to grow. The world isn't slowing down. It's accelerating. The U.S. megaproject explosion. Building the future of technology. Here's something most people outside the industry don't realize. At least 10 major megaprojects, each valued over $1 billion, are scheduled to begin construction across the United States in 2026, promising to drive U.S. competitiveness in advanced manufacturing, clean energy, digital infrastructure, and sustainable transportation. We're talking about projects like Meta's $7.5 billion data center spanning over 1.4 million square feet in Louisiana, Amazon's $15 billion expansion to construct Indiana's largest ever data center project, and TSMC's multifab campus in North Phoenix, representing the single largest foreign direct investment in Arizona history, with total pledged U.S. investment expanding to approximately $65 to $100 billion, encompassing 3 new fabrication plants, 2 advanced packaging facilities, and a major research and development center. Just 3 or 4 years ago, billion-dollar projects were rare. Now we see multiple projects of that size every month, and they continue to grow. The world isn't slowing down. It's accelerating. Here's what ties all of these projects together. The scale of global construction in 2026 is unlike anything the world has seen before. From trillion-dollar smart cities in the Arabian desert to continent-spanning rail networks and AI data center campuses, consuming more power than small nations, the largest construction projects in the world are redefining what is physically and financially possible in the built environment. These aren't just buildings and bridges. They're bets on the future, bets that humanity can solve its biggest problems with boldness, engineering, and almost unreasonable amount of ambition. If this video opened your eyes to something you didn't know was happening, share it with someone who needs to see it. Comment below which project shocked you the most. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a really good time. We're just getting started.